to be totally honest, I really don't want to make this video, but here we are. Yeah, so hi guys. Welcome back to the channel. If you are watching this, then you've probably been around for at least a little bit. I started on Teachers Pay Teachers back in 2018, and about the same time I started this YouTube channel. Originally I intended for it to be for music teachers, and so that I could help, you know, sell my products through content marketing, and I started with that, but then I also wanted to talk a little bit about what I was learning here on TPT. Well, not here on TPT, on TPT. And so when I did that, I started talking about my income reports each month. I love listening to income reports, watching income reports about different things that people are doing online, because it just really helps me to get some inspiration as well as just some context for what I could maybe possibly hope for or expect in my own store and in my own business. And I can honestly say, if it wasn't for income reports, I definitely would not be dreaming as big as I have. So in my, I think my very first month I did a little bit of an income report, and then my first 6 months I did it, and then I continued every 6 months after that, and y'all loved it so much that I ended up pivoting this channel to being all TPT stuff, and then I have a separate channel now for my music things, and it's been a long journey. But in that journey, last year 2022, I hit a major personal goal of mine, and that was to make $100,000 in earnings, like that I took home from just my TPT shop, with no ads, with no help, like no one working for me, any of that kind of stuff, and working full-time as a teacher. It was really important to me that I was able to hit that income goal while working full-time, while not having other people help me, while not running any ads, because I really wanted to just like show people what's possible basically on, you know, TPT or the internet, or just when you dream big essentially. And so I worked my tail off, and I managed to hit that last year. I talked about it in last year's income report, and in last year's income report I mentioned that I was starting to feel just maybe a little bit weird about the income reports. I love sharing them, but even with sharing them, it is, you know, a little bit weird. And although I have always gotten really good feedback from them, y'all are awesome, I also started thinking about, like, safety wise, it's maybe not the best to tell people, you know, what may or may not be in my bank account. I can definitely tell you that that $100,000 is no longer in my bank account, because I do, you know, use it for life, as well as for bills and for taxes, because man, does the government take a lot of your money when you have to actually cut the check yourself. But just thinking about, like, that seems like, just that kind of seemed like a little bit of kind of making yourself a little bit of a target, as well as just like privacy and just all of those kind of things. It just started feeling a little weird. And so last year, hitting that really big income goal, as well as having these other feelings about, like, maybe I shouldn't do this anymore, I just felt like it was a really good time to be done with the income reports. Like, really big goal, we hit it, we crushed it, and now I'm would rather not share them on YouTube. As I've talked to people though, hi Nyla, as I've talked to people though, I have found how many people love the income reports, and so I have come to the conclusion that I'm no longer putting income reports on YouTube. There's a couple reasons for that. Again, just feeling a little weird, not wanting to make myself a target for people who are, you know, don't have good intentions, unlike those of you who are watching this right now, because y'all are like my people and you totally get me, but other people are not so nice. And then just privacy, and then as well as I do hope to continue building my business and scaling my business. I have big goals for next year, so we'll see if they come to fruition. But in that, like, I don't want people to feel so far away from where I am that they're then feel discouraged, if that makes sense. Now, will I hit all those things that I would like to hit? We'll see. But just having that in the back of my mind, along with everything else, like, it just seems like this is the best course of action. So we're not putting income reports on YouTube anymore. However, since y'all love them and I love them too, I've decided that we're going to still do the income reports. So instead of having like a video on YouTube that comes out, you know, every 6 months, we're gonna make a big thing of it. And it's gonna be a live Zoom event, and we're gonna hang out and we'll talk income, we'll talk goals, we'll talk planning and all that stuff, and then we can have a Q&A at the end, and it'll be really fun, and it'll be a little bit more of an event that way. If you can't make the live Zoom, I will also record it and I will put that into the Facebook group. So you'll still be able to watch them, and you'll still be able to go back and watch them if you are in the Facebook group and watching this sometime in the future, because I plan to do this hopefully every year. But you will still have access to them. You can still go watch them. But this way it's just a little bit more private, and I think it's also gonna be a lot more fun, and I'm really excited to have just like a live real coffee chat, like in real time, where we can talk and we can ask questions and we can talk goal setting and all of my favorite things. So I'm really excited for this new thing. I was already kind of wanting to do something similar, and so this just like worked out perfectly to just kind of combine everything this way. So if that's something that you're interested in and you would like to see that, then definitely check the description. I will leave more details down below. I'm filming this pretty early, so I don't have things like ironed out yet, like dates, but I will be putting them in the description, and then I will also make sure that I put them in the Facebook group, which I will link down below, because that will definitely house the ultimate video. And I will also let you know on my email list. So if you're not on the email list, make sure that you join. I give out, I don't email a ton. I just send like one email a week with like, here's some helpful stuff and here's a video, and that's all you can get. It's not stressful, but hopefully it is helpful, and I have gotten some really good feedback from my emails. So I hope that all of those things make sense. I'm still, y'all, I'm still me. So I'm still gonna be very transparent about things, and I will still throw out numbers, and I'll still probably screen record my screen with numbers on it. So I'm not being like, I'm not like suddenly gonna be super secretive about it. Actually, I can go ahead and tell you, as of today, which is November 28th, I have passed last year's yearly income, which tells you two things. First of all, it tells you that I made at least that much. Second of all, it tells you that I didn't pass last year's income until the very end of November, which means that my growth this year was not as big as previous years. Which actually was kind of funny, because I had already decided basically back in January that that was gonna be my last income report. And then I didn't make like nearly as much as I hoped to or wanted to or thought I would this year. And so I almost was like, well, we might as well, because I didn't make anything more. But I was like, you know what, I liked that being the end. So we'll talk about it, and we'll talk about why I think the numbers ended up how they were and what I'm gonna try for next year. And hopefully next year we'll make some serious progress, and then we can talk about it in next year's coffee chat, goal setting, income report. So I hope all that makes sense. I hope that you come and join us live if you can, or watch the recording if not. And I really appreciate every single one of you. You are fantastic and amazing, and I'm so excited to hang out with you in real time. If you want additional content, then you can go over to Becca Davis Vlogs, which is my vlogging channel. I have a lot of behind the scenes over there, and because it's behind the scenes, I'm more likely to throw out numbers and, you know, talk about different things that are going on in closer to real time, because those usually get up quicker. So I will leave a link to that, as well as the Facebook group and the email list and all the things down below. And yeah, I will see you very, very soon, and have a great year. Hello.